Danger Dolan.
From the Tower of Pisa's inevitable collapse to the history of Mount Rushmore, we count 10 of the dumbest myths about iconic wonders.
Number 10.
The Hoover Dam. Legend has it the foundations of the Hoover Dam, one of America's greatest feats of engineering, are literally packed with the bodies of workers who died during its construction. Supposedly, the bodies fell into wet cement and were encased Han Solo style within its walls. A sculpture marks his work as resting place, and it's presumed the dam is haunted by vengeful union reps. Fortunately, it's all untrue. People did die during its construction because basic worker safety hadn't been invented yet, but they weren't encased in the dam walls and were given proper burials. It's believed some may be misremembering facts, as a similar thing happened during the construction of Montana's Fort Peck Dam. There, 6 workers were buried within the dam walls during a freak landslide, but that didn't happen at the Hoover Dam site, so remember properly. Damn it.
Number 9.
The Eiffel Tower. If asked about Paris, chances are the iconic Eiffel Tower will be the first thing that comes to mind. Today, this prized world landmark and marvel of engineering symbolizes class and dignity. It's a cultural cornerstone, but it wasn't always this way. In the early 1900s, Parisians were indifferent to the tower. It wasn't sacred like it is today, so a greedy former arms-dealing entrepreneur named André Citroën was permitted to pay to have his new automobile company emblazoned in gigantic letters on the tower's side. His efforts landed him an entry in the Guinness Book of World Records. Rom-com devotees and fans of good taste would probably prefer to forget that their beloved Eiffel Tower was once a world-famous giant billboard.
Number 8.
The Empire State Building. New York's Empire State Building was once the world's tallest building and King Kong's personal jungle gym. It's said to be a monument to how much American workers can achieve. One persistent myth is that you can kill someone by dropping a penny from the building's roof. In actuality, it's near impossible to drop small objects from the building because the surrounding wind creates a strong updraft that blows most light objects back up to the 81st floor. Items not caught in this updraft are usually carried far off into the Hudson River. Hypothetically, a penny dropped from the top of the Empire State Building could reach nearly 200 miles an hour before hitting the ground, but air resistance cuts its speed by more than half. So the reality is that a penny dropped from the top of the Empire State Building would travel no faster than an average person throwing a penny, which would certainly hurt, but it wouldn't kill you. Sorry, evil masterminds, but science has foiled you again. Maybe drop an anvil or something if you want to cause some real damage.
Number 7.
Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore may seem like one of the most innocuous and least offensive monuments in the world, but it has a dark past. The area was once home to the Native American tribe called the Sioux, who believed the surrounding Black Hills were sacred. A war against the native tribes left the Sioux almost homeless, and the region opened for a national monument. There have since been myths and conspiracy theories about the project's intentions. The designer and sculptor behind the Mount Rushmore monument was a man named Gutzon Borglum, who many suspect had ties to the KKK. It's believed he chiseled a gigantic stone likeness of several American presidents into one of the Sioux mountains to insult the natives and rub in their defeat. There's no evidence to confirm this theory, so the true agenda behind Mount Rushmore remains a matter of speculation. Officially, the monument was created to draw tourism, which, given that the area is supposed to be sacred, could be viewed as an indirect insult to the Sioux.
Number 6.
The Sphinx's Nose. The Great Sphinx of Giza is an ancient limestone statue whose face is said to represent Pharaoh Khafra. While it might be huge and impressive, as you can see, it's short one nose. One myth claims that during a 1798 visit to Egypt, French military leader Napoleon had a weird sleepover in a pyramid, specifically in the pharaoh's tomb. He emerged terrified the next morning and refused to talk about his experience. To reclaim his manhood and assert dominance, Napoleon ordered his men to blow the Sphinx's nose off with a cannon. It's an interesting story, but this version of events has been more or less disproved by authentic illustrations of the noseless Sphinx that predate not just Napoleon's arrival, but his birth. No one knows for sure who botched the Sphinx's rhinoplasty, but some historians believe it was devout Muslim Sufi named Muhammad Sayyim al-Dar who defiled the monument because locals were offering pagan sacrifice to it.
Number 5.
Mount Everest. Renowned for its height and treachery, Mount Everest measures 29,035 feet high and has claimed many climbers' lives through falls, dysentery, glacial ice collapses, hypothermia, and pulmonary and cerebral edema. But despite the popular myth, Everest isn't a technically difficult climb. More than 5,000 people have done it, some as many as 21 times. K2 and the neighbouring Mount Nuptse are much trickier climbs as they're consistently steeper and offer few safe places to camp. Another misconception is that Everest is found in the wilderness, but its city-like base camp is actually very well equipped, with widescreen TVs, espresso bars, ATM and internet cafes. Helicopters and hotel construction can always be heard, and there's a fully staffed hospital, communications, commissary, kitchen and mess tents. There was even a whiskey tasting yurt and nightclub in 2012.
Number 4.
Taj Mahal. Built in the 1600s, the Taj Mahal was designed as a mausoleum where Mumtaz Mahal, wife of Emperor Shah Jahan, would be laid to rest. The monument was made of white marble and was famous for its symmetry and complex engineering. There were rumours that the emperor originally planned to build an ambitious second structure. Supposedly, the sister structure would have been separated from the first by a river. It would be made out of black marble for contrast and would be the resting place of the emperor's remains. Ruins in the river and evidence of black marble seem to validate this theory, and some suggested construction of the second tower was interrupted when the emperor's son took over and presumably wanted to build a skate park instead. However, scientists say the black marble formed naturally and that the emperor would have had plenty of time to complete the project if he'd seriously intended it.
Number 3.
Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China is home to many different myths. The most popular is that it's the only man-made object visible from outer space, which is completely false and sounds like advertising hyperbole. Another much more macabre myth is that hundreds of thousands of dead labourers are buried within the wall itself. Many were made to work on the project against their will, often in unbearable conditions. It cost many lives, but experts believe it's extremely unlikely the bodies are stored within the wall, as decomposition would have created air pockets and weakened the structure. Many died during construction, but it's much likelier they would have dug mass graves and dropped the dead into them. The idea that the dead were entombed within the walls is absurdly impractical. Like communism.
Number 2.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is a peculiar piece of architecture that attracts many visitors and myths. Some say it's on its last legs and may not survive 2016, but this simply isn't true as officials are keeping a vigilant watch on its lean. Construction of the tower began in 1173 and it soon started to lean because it had been built on unstable soil. Instead of aborting the project, building continued and the 7-story structure was finished around 1370. The myth that the tower was designed to lean is untrue. It was more of a happy accident the engineers went along with, as Tuscan officials quickly realised the unusual lean would attract tourists. The tower had to be closed for repairs in 1990 so that engineers could stabilise the foundation and prevent irreparable damage. Now thousands flock to Pisa each year to take cheesy photos of themselves holding up the tower.
Number 1.
The Colosseum. Rome's Colosseum is home to several myths and misconceptions. According to one belief, the emperor would give a crude thumbs up or down whenever he wanted a gladiator to kill his enemy. That might be how it goes on in Hollywood, but in real life the emperor signaled with an open or closed hand. Open meant spare his life, while a closed fist meant living time is over. Another popular myth is that Roman authorities used to herd Christians into the arena to feed them to the lions. However, no legitimate record exists of Romans executing Christians in the Colosseum. The idea that martyrs, saints, and apostles were murdered to appease Colosseum crowds came from early Christian writers. In the 2nd century AD, several stories about the church's beginnings cropped up, with heroic folk professing their faith as they faced horrible adversity and suffering. These martyr acts were completely fictitious and told stories of good, pure Christians being ruthlessly decapitated by Roman officials. Although historically inaccurate, these Christian works ended up helping preserve the historic landmark, as various 18th century popes used them to argue that the Colosseum site was sanctified with the blood of martyrs to keep it from being torn down.
That's it for this countdown. And have a good one!